It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage. Born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
What's up, people? It's Guru. Welcome to Keep It Real, Raw, and Uncut. Today's topic, I finally did it, y'all. The red pill. I had to revamp it. It was going to be all about Obito, but I went back and I did a lot of reading. I reread Kakashi Gaiden. I reread Obito backstory. And I reread a lot of stuff that happened from the beginning of the war. I mean, from the Madara and Obito met up on the battleground up until almost now. So that was still fresh in my head, so I just refreshed myself. And I came to a lot of different realizations, man. I had an epiphany on a lot of things, so I had to change it up. I can't just, in order for me to do this correctly, I couldn't make it just about Obito. Because my opinions have changed. Not Obito, he's still my dude, you know, he's still my G, you know, so I'm still down with, I still rock with Obito, man, but I was at a whole, mostly a lot of things changed to me about Madara and the relationship between him and Obito. That's changed. So let's get into this. Okay, I told you now, remember I told you from the get-go that it was gonna be a lot of biblical and philosophical references throughout this discussion. And if you're not a person that's not into the Bible or anything biblical, this ain't the discussion for you, because this is gonna be laced with a lot of biblical references, and because it has to be said, because it's gonna relate to the story as it does now, because we see that the tree and everything that came out. So I gotta reference these things in order for me to get my discussion correctly. I was gonna reference these things anyway, but now the reveal of that tree came out, I really gotta reference it to the Bible. So if that's your thing, stay tuned. If not, hey, like I said, see you next time. But like I said, let's go to Sunday school. We about to go to Sunday school first off. Let's go. Let's get into this. All right, last chapter we had the whole reveal of the final form of the Ten Tails was this big old tree. It was like the God tree, and of course that's a direct reference, in my opinion, to the tree in the Bible in Genesis in the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve. And for y'all that don't know the whole story, I'm going to try to do a quick little Bible study on that real quick. So look, this is how it goes. When God created man, he said, let's create man in our own image, right? Excuse me. Let's create man in our own image. Now when he was saying this, he was creating a spiritual man, like your soul, because, you know, God is a supernatural being, you know, like the Holy Spirit. So it was like a soul. No body, no form, just a soul. And then he created the earth, and then he created a body for man. So he put the soul inside the natural body of man. So that's how you go. You are a natural body, but your spirit is supernatural. Your body actually houses your spirit. So when you die, your body leaves. I mean, your spirit leaves your body. You know. So that's why you gotta take care of your body. Your body is supposed to be a temple. You know what I'm saying? Because what you hold is precious. Because he said, God created you in your own image. You are a part of God. So that's what you're trying to say. So that being said, when he created man was perfect, and there was no sin in the world. And he let Adam do what they want to, because he said, this is Eden, the earth, this is yours, have it. And he said, I got one thing, don't eat off that tree in the middle of the garden. And of course, Adam, being obedient, said, okay, cool, God, I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he was walking around by himself. What they had to talk to was animals. So God, of course, created Eve. So he said it wasn't good for man to be alone. So he created a female, you know, to be Adam's companion. So they both were perfect, living in perfection, living in the Garden of Eden, which was perfect. And so, you know, she got nosy, went around the tree, but Adam had already told her, don't eat off that tree. But she went around the tree anyway. She brought it to the serpent. Now this is what gets fuzzy. Some people believe the serpent was just an evil entity. Some people believe that serpent represents Satan. How we want to take it. So she talked to the serpent, and the serpent told her the reason why God doesn't want y'all to eat off this tree, because if you eat off this tree, you'll be on his level. You know what I'm saying? So it made it seem like God was jealous, and God was like trying to pretty much hating. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to hating on them because he didn't want them to surpass him or be on his level. So she's like, okay, I see that. And so the name of the tree is the tree of, some people say it's good, a tree of knowledge. Some people say it's a tree of life. Some people say it's a tree of good and evil. But I go to tree of knowledge because this is like knowledge supposed to know. If you believe in 5%er culture or whatever, you'd be like, you know, like knowledge supposed to be like know the ledge. You know, say the ledge is like the devil or worldly things. You're supposed to know these things so you know how to deal with them. So it's like knowledge, know the devil, know evil, know the world. That's how it goes. So I always said the tree of knowledge. So when she ate off this tree, nothing happened. But God had already told Adam not to eat off of it. He also told Adam, the day you eat off this tree, you will surely die. Now, remember that what I just said. The day you eat off this tree, you will surely die. So Eve off the tree, nothing happened. Now she went to told Adam, come here, eat off this tree. And he was like, whoa, shorty, you know, Lord told me don't eat off that tree. So no, if you eat off this tree, we'll be equal to God. So we'll be just like God. So it makes it seem like they would be on the same level of God. So that would make them closer, like they would be friends. Kind of some Griffin and Guts. Guts want to get on Griffin's level so he can be considered his friend. So she convinced Adam, you know, power to P-U-S-S-Y. So she convinced Adam. Adam disobeyed God for a woman. That's what I'm saying. He disobeyed God for a woman. He ate off the fruit. And that's when everything changed. See, the reason things changed then was because God himself told Adam, don't eat off that tree. The day you eat off that tree, you will surely die. So his pact was with Adam, not with Eve. That's why Eve didn't have when she ate off that tree. But as soon as he ate off that tree, he realized that they were naked, and she did too. So they started hiding and covering themselves up. They were ashamed because when they ate off that tree, that was like opening what Pandora's box. It allowed sin into the world. Man was no longer perfect. He had sinned. He had went against God. God told him what to do, and he went against God. So now he was sin. And the Bible tells you the wages of sin is death. That's why I was saying, the day you eat off that tree, you will surely die. He had just sinned. The wages of sin are death. So now that he had this knowledge to know, like, we were naked, they had shame for the first time. They've been walking around naked all the time, but it made it seem like they started noticing things. It was like they went through the gate in Full Metal Alchemist. They started noticing things, and this knowledge of the world started flooding their mind. All the sins and stuff started flooding their bodies. So they wasn't perfect no more. So God came down looking for us. Adam, where are you? He was hiding from God. But how can you hide from God? So he came out, and he was like, you know, why are you hiding from me? You know, he's kind of, then he lies. He lies to God. Another sin. And God already knew the scoop. So God was like, well, you know, where's the woman? You know, he said, you know, God told him, I know what you did, man. So he was like, well, you know, that woman you gave me, she made me do this. Now look at that, Adam putting blame on the woman. When God made a pact with him, they had nothing to do with Eve. He made the pact with you, man to man, or whatever. He talked to you. You will disobey God. You allow sin to go wrong. He was like, yo, that's like another sin. It's like, look at all, like, see how quickly sin with this compiling. The wages of sin is death. So like I said, man was no more perfect. So he said, look, this place for perfection. This place for people. This is a place for no sin. This is a righteous place, a holy place. Because they went in the Garden of Eden. So he kicked them out and he said, you know, now they were going to live forever. They were immortal. He said, now you're going to die. You know what I'm saying? You ate up that tree, you're going to die. See, God still showed them mercy. God could have killed them right then and there. But say, you know what? You kicked out of Eden. You go out, you make a living in the world. Now you got to work for everything you get. And Eve, she said that your will would be to the man. You know, like, so now you see today, men are on top, women on bottom in society. Doesn't relate, it is what it is. But you ever see like the man is the man of the household. The man is always at the forefront. But see, right before this, I'm gonna jump back real quick. When well, we don't go to that. We don't say that for later. We don't say that for later. So they get kicked out into the world, you know. And it all started with that tree. That tree gave them that knowledge. It gave them that insight. They weren't supposed to have that. But we go along, and another reference that we also had that I thought was kind of unique was that if you saw the picture of the Sage of Six Paths mother, I don't know, but they showed her she had horns. So I was wondering, did that happen before she ate of the fruit or after she ate of the fruit? See what I'm saying? Because if she was just a normal human being, she shouldn't have horns. But when she ate that fruit, she was infused with the chakra of that 10 tails tree. The tree of the God tree. So could that have changed her, make her the horns or whatever? And then we see that, and this is another little thing I thought was kind of cool. I think was uniquely related to the Bible, was that a lot of people believe when Adam and Eve were kicked out of Eden, they had two sons, Cain and Abel. Now Cain was a farmer. He did vegetables and fruits and stuff like that. He was a farmer of the land. He was the oldest. And Abel was the youngest. He had livestock. He had the goats, the lambs, you know, the chickens, ducks, whatever. He was that type of farmer, you know, and they all worked together to keep the household, the whole Adam and them household. Now, when it was time to make a sacrifice to God, showing their love and stuff, you were supposed to kill one of your a lamb or a sheep, you know, sheep, lamb, whatever you had. You find this one. You can have no birth, no kind of defects. It had to be a fine animal. You sacrifice it to God, and it would be like a blessing unto man. So since Abel had the animals, he could like have the sacrifice. He could sacrifice to God to, you know, show his appreciation and get more blessings placed upon him. But when it time for Cain to, all he had was fruits and vegetables and stuff. So his offerings wasn't accepted. So he didn't have the same blessings that his younger brother had. So he had jealousy built up in him. So Cain killed his brother Abel, his younger brother Abel. See, Cain was the first human being to be born. Everybody say Adam. Adam wasn't born. Adam was created by God. Cain was born from a woman. And his brother, his younger brother Abel, was the first human being to die. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't die. He was the first human being to die. So I thought that was crazy that Adam's children, one was the first to be born, and one was the first one to die. And so, and this is another story. People have kind of different interpretations of this. So a lot of people think that when they were in the Garden of Eden, and Eve ate of that fruit, they also believe that she slept with the serpent. Like I said, some people believe the serpent was Satan and not just a serpent. And they believe that Cain was actually the devil's child, the Satan's child, or the serpent's child, and Abel was actually Adam's child. So that's why Cain had an evil spirit of jealousy within him, because he was born out of wickedness. His father was wicked. He was born out of wickedness, and that's why he killed his younger brother. So that's how a lot of people go. Now, you think back, you look back to the story of Naruto, it said that the Sage of Six Paths had two sons. One had the power of the eyes, he founded the Uchiha clan, and he was the oldest. The young one had the power of the body. That was the Senju clan, and he founded the Senju, alright? When the Sage of Six Paths chose to choose a successor or give his blessing, he gave it to the younger brother.